The air hung heavy, thick with humidity. Giant trees clawed at the sky. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense canopy. Hawk adjusted his backpack, feeling the weight of his machete and supplies. Beside him, Dr. Sophia Patel consulted her worn map.
This is it, the edge of the lost city.
They plunged into the jungle. Days blurred into a sweltering green hell. They hacked through tangled vines, waded through leech-infested swamps. Sophia, the renowned archaeologist, remained undaunted. Her eyes shone with excitement at each ancient carving, each crumbling ruin they uncovered. Hawk, seasoned adventurer and treasure hunter, kept his guard up. The jungle hid dangers beyond the visible. He trusted his instincts, and his instincts whispered of danger. They found the first trap on day 3. A pit concealed beneath a carpet of leaves, wickedly sharp stakes lining its bottom. Sophia had spotted the subtle shift in the foliage, the almost imperceptible loosening of the soil. Her sharp eyes saved them.
They were expecting someone, fingers tracing the outline of a carving on a nearby stone.
The carving depicted a serpent, fangs bared. The same serpent adorned the artifact they sought. The Eye of the Serpent, a ruby said to hold untold power. Hawk scanned their surroundings, his hand resting on his machete.
Let's hope they're not expecting us.
The jungle seemed to press in around them, the air thick with the scent of decay and damp earth. They followed a trail only Sophia could decipher. Broken branches, disturbed moss, the faintest impressions of footprints swallowed by the jungle's relentless growth.
The Serpent's Path, voice tight with anticipation.
It would lead them to the temple and to the artifact hidden within. The path grew steeper. They climbed over moss-covered boulders, scaled treacherous cliffs with ropes thrown over gnarled tree roots. Hawk's muscles screamed in protest, but he pushed on. Sophia, despite her slighter build, moved with surprising agility. Her eyes, bright with purpose, never left the path ahead. They camped at the base of a waterfall that night. The air hummed with insects.
Tomorrow, we reach the temple.
Hawk nodded, his gaze fixed on the cascading water. He couldn't shake the feeling they were being watched. The jungle, he knew, had a way of whispering secrets to those who listened. The Temple of the Serpent emerged from the jungle like a phantom. Stone walls, choked with vines and creepers, rose from a moss-covered plaza. Intricate carvings depicting serpents, jaguars, and strange symbols adorned the crumbling facade. The air hung heavy, silent but for the ceaseless drone of insects and the distant screech of a bird.
It's more magnificent than I imagined.
She stepped forward, eager to explore. Hawk's hand shot out, stopping her.
Careful. Beauty in this place often masks danger.
He studied the temple, his gaze sweeping over the crumbling walls, the overgrown courtyard, the shadowed entrance partially concealed by a curtain of vines. Something felt wrong off. He couldn't put his finger on it, but his gut told him they weren't alone. They entered the temple with weapons drawn. The air inside was stale, thick with the dust of ages. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the gloom. Shafts of light illuminated crumbling statues, their faces frozen in silent screams. Hawk felt a chill crawl down his spine. The silence, the oppressive atmosphere, it set his teeth on edge. They were walking into the belly of the beast, he knew, and the beast was waiting. The first shot rang out as they crossed the threshold into the temple's main chamber. It shattered the eerie silence, echoing off the stone walls. Hawk reacted instantly, shoving Sophia behind a crumbling pillar. He drew his weapon, his eyes scanning the shadows, searching for their attacker.
Vex, voice tight with anger.
He'd known the ruthless mercenary would be here. Vex had a way of sniffing out valuable artifacts, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. 3 figures emerged from the shadows, their faces obscured by bandanas, assault rifles clutched in their hands. They fanned out, flanking Hawk, their movements swift and practiced. Hawk swore under his breath. He hadn't survived this long by underestimating his opponents. These were professionals, cold-eyed and deadly. He needed to level the playing field. Cess-1, firing from behind a pillar.
Sophia, the waterfall. There's a passage behind it. Find the artifact. Get out.
He knew it was a gamble. Keeping Sophia safe was his priority, but he couldn't let Vex get his hands on the Eye of the Serpent. He had seen firsthand the kind of chaos it could unleash in the wrong hands. He had to buy her time. He had to stop Vex. Section 5. The Heart of the Temple. Sophia hesitated for a moment, her gaze darting between the firefight erupting around them and the shadowed corridor leading towards the waterfall that cascaded down one side of the temple. Her heart pounded against her ribs, fear warring with her archaeologist's instincts.
The Eye of the Serpent. It was right there, within reach. She couldn't turn back now. Not after coming this far. Be careful, Hawk, she whispered, her voice tight with worry.
Then she turned